Have you ever thought about how weird mouths can be? We humans have pretty standard ones, but evolution has been the ultimate mad scientist, creating some of the most bizarre and, frankly, terrifying ways to eat. Today, we're diving deep into the prehistoric past to uncover the top 5 strangest mouths ever discovered. Forget T-Rex. These creatures will make you question everything you thought you knew about anatomy. Let's start with a true icon of weirdness, Helicoprion. Imagine a shark, but instead of rows of replaceable teeth, its jaw is a terrifying, spiraling buzzsaw of death. For over a century, scientists were completely baffled by this fossil. They found these perfect spirals of teeth, but had no idea where they went. Was it on the nose? The tail? Finally, with modern scanning technology, they figured it out. The tooth whorl was tucked inside the lower jaw. As new teeth grew, the older ones were pushed into the center of the coil. It's thought that Helicoprion used this unique structure to slice through soft-bodied prey like squid. It would swim up, and that circular saw would just zip right through its meal. It's a design so strange, it seems like something out of a sci-fi movie, not a real animal that swam our oceans for 60 million years. Next up, let's talk about Atopodentitus. This marine reptile from the Triassic period is the definition of a failed experiment, but a fascinating one. When its fossils were first discovered, scientists thought it had a zipper-like mouth running up its face, kind of like a flamingo from a nightmare. But then, a more complete skull was found, revealing something even weirder. Its mouth was shaped like a hammerhead. It had a wide, T-shaped snout lined with tiny, needle-like teeth. So, what was this bizarre hammer mouth for? The prevailing theory is that Atopodentitus was an herbivore, one of the first marine reptiles to eat plants. It would use its strange snout to scrape algae off underwater rocks, using its fine teeth as a rake to gather the food. Imagine a cow, but it's a lizard with a hammer for a face, grazing in the ocean. Evolution, you are truly wild. Moving on from the sea to the sky, let's meet a Neurognathus. This tiny pterosaur was about the size of a sparrow, but don't let its size fool you. Its mouth was a masterpiece of insect-catching engineering. It had an incredibly wide gape, meaning it could open its mouth astonishingly wide, like a modern-day nightjar or frogmouth bird. Its skull was short and broad, and its jaw was lined with small, sharp, peg-like teeth. This little guy was an aerial insectivore, a tiny flying predator of the Jurassic night. Picture it zipping through the ancient forests at dusk, its huge mouth open like a net, scooping up insects mid-flight. To help it hunt in low light, it had enormous eyes. It was essentially a furry, flying frog with wings, a perfect little bug zapper of the Mesozoic. Now for a creature that looks like it came straight from a horror film, Saccharhitis. This microscopic creature is one of our earliest known ancestors, and it is just unsettling. It was a tiny, bag-like animal with no anus. Yes, you heard that right. It had one big central mouth surrounded by spines and smaller openings. Scientists believe it would engulf its food through this massive mouth, and then, lacking any other exit, expel waste back out the same way. It's the ultimate one-way street of digestion, or rather, a two-way street in one hole. These surrounding spines and openings might have been an early form of gills, or a way to anchor itself. It's a humbling reminder that our own complex bodies evolved from something so simple and, let's be honest, so profoundly strange. We all started as a tiny, spiky bag that ate and pooped from the same hole. Finally, we arrive at the Tully monster, or Tullymonstrum gregarium. This creature is so bizarre that for over 50 years, scientists couldn't even agree on what it was. Is it a mollusk? An arthropod? A vertebrate? The jury is still partially out, but the leading theory places it as a relative of lampreys. And its mouth? It's at the end of a long, flexible, trunk-like proboscis. And at the tip of that trunk is a claw-like appendage lined with teeth. So, you have a soft-bodied, torpedo-shaped animal with eyes on stalks, a trunk for a neck, and a claw full of teeth for a mouth. It likely used this bizarre appendage to probe the muddy seafloor, grabbing small invertebrates and pulling them into its mouth claw. It's an animal that defies all our expectations of what a creature should look like. The Tully monster is the official state fossil of Illinois, and a perfect testament to the fact that sometimes life's most successful designs are the ones that are the most outrageously weird. From buzzsaws to hammerheads, and from flying frog mouths to single-opening bags, the history of life on Earth is filled with incredible innovations. These strange mouths show us that there isn't one right way to survive. Evolution is a constant process of trial and error, producing some of the most beautiful, terrifying, and utterly mind-boggling creatures imaginable. They are a powerful reminder that the world has always been, and will always be, weirder than we can possibly imagine. What's the strangest animal you've ever heard of? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the bizarre, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into the wonders of the natural world, and ring that bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.